Our job is to break up the large banks on Wall Street. We are going to end the obscene level of income and wealth inequality in America.
The basic instability of us being able to afford our lives due to being paid less than a living wage, we don't have to live like this.
I don't care. As voters hit the polls here in New Hampshire today, Bernie Sanders and his endorser, AOC, they're pushing big government as a solution to poverty.
I wonder if that'll work. But our next guest says they're wrong, arguing socialism is the cause of poverty, not the cure of poverty.
Joyce, right now, here on the curvy couch here in Bedford, New Hampshire, is the editorial director at the Heartland Institute and author of Socialism is Evil, Justin Haskins.
Not a lot of gray area there, Justin.
No, I'm not hiding how I actually feel about socialism.
I got a feeling the Bernie Sanders people would have a bone to pick with you. I talked to some of them yesterday, and I said, you know, the rap is that he's just offering a lot of free stuff to people. And they said, no, it's not free stuff. It's reprioritizing how the government spends money.
I see. Well, that's one way of looking at it, I guess. I think that the more accurate way of looking at it is to say that Bernie Sanders wants to control virtually every aspect of your life, or he wants some government bureaucrat to control every aspect of your life. And really, that's their priority. That's what they're most interested in. And they say this is all about helping the poor. They say this is all about helping the middle class. But the truth is, those people would be punished more than any other group of people, just as they are everywhere in the world where socialism has ever been tried.
Justin, you live in Boston. You're a millennial. Why did you write this book? How did you learn so much about socialism?
Yeah, because I'm terrified. I know a lot of people, really good people, young people who believe socialism is a good idea.
Where'd that come from?
It came from the indoctrination factories that are our public school system, and from colleges, and from this idea that socialism is basically a form of charity rather than what it really is. It's all about force and control and manipulation.
Talk to the millennials that are watching. What is wrong with socialism? Why don't you like it?
Right. Well, socialism, even if it could work, and it can't work, it's never worked anywhere, it's ever been tried ever in the history of human civilization, but even if it could work, it's deeply immoral, because at its core, it's about putting the collective in front of the individual. And so every decision gets made by the collective. That means the individual doesn't matter. So your religious beliefs, whether you're a minority, all of those things get tossed out the window. And whatever the majority wants, the majority gets. And if that means you lose your liberty, too bad for you.
So, Justin, Sanders always talks about, look at Denmark, look at Sweden, look at Norway. What do you say to that?
Yeah, well, those are not socialist countries. In fact, the Heritage Foundation, Cato Institute, some of the leading think tanks in the world have analyzed this, and in many respects, they're actually freer than we are here in the United States. They do have some socialized industries, and I don't think they work particularly well. Exactly right. They are not socialist economies by any stretch of the imagination. If you look at taxes, if you look at business regulations, things like that, they're actually freer than we are in many respects, or at least less socialistic than we are.
Well, if you fast forward to November, though, if Bernie Sanders is the candidate, it's a binary choice. And I think Donald Trump would love to make that argument.
I think Donald Trump would absolutely love to make that argument. If Bernie Sanders is the candidate, I don't see any way that he wins in the Midwest especially, but even in Florida, where you have lots of Venezuelans and lots of Cubans who have moved into Florida, they don't want to.
Justin, here's the thing. Bernie Sanders hasn't even put his ideas into action. He didn't do it in Vermont as a mayor. He hasn't done it as a senator. He doesn't pass any legislation. He ran one committee into the ground, the VA, and apologized for it. Why does he have momentum? I don't get it.
Because people are buying into this wildly idealistic belief that socialism could actually work. But Bernie Sanders' political career is kind of like socialism. It's failed at every turn. It never works. That's the whole point.
We got you fired up.
Democrats in his own party don't even like him. It's amazing.
Justin gets fired up about socialism.
I do.
Thank you very much.
It's good. That's why the book is great. And you know, socialism is evil.
If Bernie Sanders is watching right now, he might be outside the door waiting to talk to you.
I'd love to have a conversation.
You would.
Anytime, Bernie. Anytime.
He's exasperated.
Well, the thing about him is he does not back down.
Well, that's true. Neither do I.
Okay. Thanks, Justin.
Thanks, Tom Petty.